What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Death of the Asia. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Tonight we're gonna talk about the Twitter beef between Latto and Nicki Minaj. It's always something with these rap girls, and this one went on for a long length of time, and it all has come to a head, and we are able to actually um bring everything to the table and put everything out there in the open, right? So, Nicki Minaj was upset with the Grammys because her Super Freaky Girl song is being categorized as a pop song. And we all know that it's real hard to compete in the pop category when it comes to the Grammys, especially when it's a pop slash rap girl, So it's really hard for someone to compete in the pop category. So recently, Latto won Song of the Year for her song Big D Energy. And she also did the remix with Mariah Carey and everything. She won the Song of the Year over Kodak Black and some others, but I feel like Super Gremlin actually should have won that Song of the Year award. But anywho, so she wins Song of the Year for Big D Energy. So Latto herself actually went on Twitter prior to her winning the award when she was trying to do the promotion for her song. She referenced the song to be one of her pop records, and she was gonna do something later for the more urban crowd or whatnot. So that's what Latto said out of her own mouth or from her own fingertips, right? But Latto has no control as to how the Grammys choose to categorize her record. So Latto record gets put in the rap category. Nicki's Minaj song gets put in the pop category. In my opinion, both of them are actually pop records. If you want to be honest, both of them are pop records. So Nicki Minaj ended up speaking out about this. She ended up saying, "Hey, I don't think it's fair that y'all put my song in the pop category, but yet you put Big D Energy in the rap category, which makes Big D Energy easier to win an award. You put that song in the category as rap, and you put some other artist song in a category of rap, which make it easier to compete. But you want me to get over here in the pop genre and get to having to battle it out with some of those big name white girls like your Adele's, your Taylor Swifts of the world and whatnot. So it's really hard to compete over there, right? So Latto felt some type of way that Nicki Minaj mentioned her. Now, if you guys do not know, Nicki Minaj and Latto and several of the other rap girls, but we're specifically talking about Nicki Minaj and Latto. Nicki Minaj and Latto, they have had this thing where there has been subtweets going on out there, and it started because Latto sat down with Jason Lee and had an interview, and Latto was talking about how, once upon a time it was only Nicki in the game, and right now, it's more girls being able to share the platform, and more girls are flourishing. I didn't take it as a slight to Nicki Minaj, but apparently Nicki Minaj, along with her Barbs, took it as a slight to her. The only thing Latto was saying is, okay, Nicki Minaj, she was Big Chief on Toilet Tissue for a long time. That was the girl. She was running things single-handedly just by herself for over a decade, right? And so now there's other girls able to share some of that shine. And it's absolutely nothing wrong with Latto says. She ain't shitting on Nicki Minaj by saying it. She's just saying, hey, for a long time we just had Nicki. Now we got Nicki and we got some other girls. That's not taking anything away from Nicki. It's basically saying, hey, you know what? Nicki Minaj was that chick and she still is that girl. But however, the things that she's done in the game and the doors that she's opened, she has made room inadvertently, because it seemed like Nicki Minaj didn't want to make the room because she don't seem very accepting of the new girls, but inadvertently with the things that Nicki Minaj has done and was able to show, like femininity is cool in hip hop or whatnot, it opened up that space where people were willing to actually invest in women a little bit more. The thing with the what people don't understand, the reason why it don't be so many girls in hip hop is because girls are hard to manage. Girls are expensive, so it's you gotta their hair, their makeup, this, that, and the third. It's a whole lot that comes with a female artist, right? So people weren't really taking their chances on women at first. So when Nicki Minaj she hit the scene, she's very feminine or whatnot, and they realized, you know what, these girls really can be great. So they were able to see that through Nicki Minaj. So inadvertently, she opened this door up for other girls to be able to step in and get some of that shine or whatever. So then you have your artists like the Meg the Stallions, Cardi B's, Lattos or whatnot that are able to hit the scene and make a name for themselves or whatever. So with Latto saying that there wasn't any slight to Nicki Minaj, but she took it that way. So Nicki Minaj took it as a slight. Her barbs were retweeting stuff and putting it on her page, letting her see the clip of the interview and taking it all out of context. So there was this subtweet, and Nicki Minaj was saying, "Don't post that dud on my page" or whatever. She had actually ended up getting to the point where she was blocking Barb's for tagging her in anything that had anything to do with Latto. So she really took it that serious. It was a big deal to her. So here it is. Latto and Nicki Minaj already going through that. So they have a phone conversation in regards to all of this tweeting this beef. And Latto is pretty much like, hey, you somebody that I looked up to. I never did anything to you. I wasn't saying this the way that you probably think I was saying it. Let me try and explain this to you. But yet, I'm going to record you too while we're having this conversation. So Nicki Minaj and Latto having that phone conversation about that. And I'm going to play the clip from the audio and we're going to discuss that. So they have the phone conversation and Latto records this phone conversation, right? So she got that in her arsenal at this point. Fast forward, they're getting into it on Twitter. Now, mind you, they have this argument or this discussion on the telephone. Things didn't end well with the discussion on the telephone. So think about if you had a conversation with somebody in the background, and we know we didn't end this conversation on good terms. Then I see you hop up on Twitter and you use my song as an example to make your point against the Grammys. Yes, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and a lot of people are missing it. Both of the girls, I'm gonna tell you something. Nicki Minaj is not wrong for having a problem with what the Grammys are doing. She's absolutely correct about that. But Nicki Minaj could have expressed her sentiments, her disdain towards the Grammys, and how she felt about being miscategorized or whatever. She could have did that without mentioning Latto, considering the fact they already had some bad blood with each other. So really, to be honest with you, Nicki Minaj throwing that out there, knowing that that was going to fuel the fire. She didn't have to use her as an example. She just could have said, hey, there's other songs that's being made that's on the that should be considered pop that are not considered pop, and they're competing in the rap category. She named some other songs as well, and the other people didn't get mad because of that, because guess what, they don't have no bad blood with Nicki. We already got bad blood with each other, so why is it that you're naming me? You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. So I get that part. I get Nicki. I also get Latto. But the problem that I have with Nicki Minaj is she just has a history of being a mean girl, just being mean spirited. She has this thing where it's like, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you listen to the audio, which I am gonna play, if you listen to the audio, Latto is trying to explain to this girl, I look up to you. What's T? I looked up to you. Now I'm gonna tell you something too. I don't know who called who, because I'm gonna give Latto a little bit. I don't know who called who, because, but this is the thing, right? I know for sure the person who knows that they are doing a recording are going to make sure they say everything right while they're on that phone call in case it comes out. If I call you or you call me and I know that I'm the one that pushed record, I'm going to make sure that I say everything right. And I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be sensible. So when it does come out, you're going to automatically look like the bad person. See, the person who pushed the record, they can gauge themselves through the conversation because they have an ulterior motive for whatever reason, even if it's not anything else but to just have it in their arsenal, just in case mad day come about, right? But the only thing that I think that Latto was wrong with is she she said something in that audio, and she said, I can't praise you in public because the things that you've done. Here's my thing when it comes to that. If you can't praise me in public, bitch, you damn sure don't need to be talking shit about me in public or subtweeting me. I don't care if I subtweeted you first or whatever the case may be. If you can't praise me in public, then don't try to embarrass me in public either. And don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I had an issue with when she did that. But Nicki Minaj is way too old to be going to war and beefing with these girls that are 10 and 20 years younger than her. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this audio real quick and we're gonna talk about that. And I'm gonna just break down what I really feel about this audio because it's a whole lot and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because it was like Nicki Minaj was committed to misunderstanding. And I definitely feel like Latto genuinely don't have ill intent. And I really feel that Latto feels some type of way that she even have to beef and go to war or stand up for herself against somebody that she actually idolized. But Nicki Minaj is one of those people that is damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you show Nicki Minaj love, she gonna say that you fake, and the only reason why you showing her love is because you're trying to use the barbs in order to help your career. And if you don't show her love or congratulate her, show her homage, she gonna shit on you for that too, and feel like you need to bow down to her. So either way, with Nicki Minaj, she's gonna be mad regardless of how the pendulum swings, she's going to be upset. But let me go ahead and play this audio for y'all real quick. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Okay.
I've done nothing to you. Yeah, you are. It's delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. It's it's delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. Recognize we weren't giving the platforms that we're being given right now. And I give you props all the time in every other interview for opening the door for that to be a possibility now.
What do you think you wanna say about? Let's let you finish your statement about what rappers were doing before and what they're doing now. I want you to finish.
I finished it.
Okay.
I said, for a long time, it was you.
It was me.
Yes, and your
research.
Not research.
What?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have somebody send you the information about all the women in the last 10 years who have had billboard recognition, worldwide global recognition, then you are clearly putting yourself above the screen.
No, I'm not. That's the
What?
purpose misinter. I can't even think of the word. Like just purposely trying not to understand what I'm saying.
You don't even understand what you're saying because
No, I know exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it was you running shit for a long time. I never said that you're no longer running shit. I said
Okay, so let me share the second part of it because Lotto broke it down in segments. So that was the first part of it. This the second part of that same conversation.
for a long time. I never said that you're no longer running shit. I said that there are other females flourishing. What is the problem with it?
the hard way. You're going to
Okay.
the real world and the
Well, I love you and I will, regardless, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to support you from the sidelines. I feel very
I ain't
yes
like
on
that.
the sidelines because I can't do it publicly when someone is literally subtweeting me for no reason, purposely trying to misinterpret what I'm saying. I respect you too much to go back and forth with you. So I appreciate you for getting on the phone with me. The song lyric was recorded last year, way before any of this, and I cannot. Yeah, you said because you just said I like to say it's given though. The it's given bar was nothing. It didn't have nothing to do with you.
and it's not going to benefit you. You understand? If people around you cared about you, they would have told you. That's not going to benefit you.
What's not going to be good?
Let me go. I have to do it. I'll let you back. Thank you.
Child, Nicki Minaj is full of it. She knew that she couldn't talk her way out of that because she was dead wrong in that conversation. Now, there are some points that I wanted to make about that conversation, so I want to walk through this a bit. It was interesting when Lotto had said that, now there are girls that have, now we have a platform, and Nicki Minaj is like, what platform? Like, she still is diminishing these people's effort in the work that they have put in or whatever. And I know that you have a lot of these older artists that they have a problem with the fact that you have this new wave of rappers that come into the game and they are able to blow up a lot more faster than the older generation was because we have social media. But technology is designed to make life easier. The older generation is supposed to put in that groundwork in order to make it easier for the next generation. People have a problem when people don't have to struggle as hard in order to get where they are at. Lotto, for one, is one of those girls. She been doing her thing since she was a kid. She was on that show that Jermaine Dupri had or whatever. So we've seen Lotto pretty much grow in this game. And just because you don't see everything happening, it doesn't mean that someone got successful overnight. And if it's a thing where, hey, these younger kids are able to use the internet and they are able to market themselves in a way, people think it's so easy to break through on the internet. It's not easy to break as not as easy to break through on the internet as people think. You have to be polarized and you have to have that oomph about yourself.
I never said that you're no longer.
Hold on, this thing's still playing. You got to have that oomph about yourself, and people have to be interested in what you're selling. Whether it's the product, whether it's yourself, what it, an image, or whatever the case may be, people have to just dead ass be interested in you. So it's not gonna go anywhere. So these older people are getting mad at the younger generation by being able to use these social media platforms and become successful. That's absolutely nothing to get mad at. And I think that was one of those takes that Nicki Minaj was trying to make when she was like, what platform? Like, honestly, you really don't have a platform for real. You don't have diehard fans. You don't have a core fan base for real. We don't even have a name for your fans. Like, what platform are you talking about that you have, Lotto? So that was really her shitting on her, to be honest, if y'all could read through those lines. And she also had made the comment when Latto was talking about, you know, the girls finally being able to get into the game, and Nicki Minaj was like, "You're putting yourself above the people who were making noise, and they were on the billboards the same time when I was." I don't remember a girl that was hot or even as that was even simmering around the time Nicki Minaj was in her prime doing her thing. The only thing I remember of somebody that was even close, and it wasn't that close at all, it was just somebody that was, you know, a little bit more well known in a vet in the game. When Trina gave her a look and they did that song, that Yo Gotti song or whatever, and it was Trina and Yo Gotti and Nicki Minaj, you know, that was kind of um uh, Trina putting a stamp on Nicki Minaj, but other than that, wasn't nobody really doing nothing. Like Trina wasn't even at the height of her career for real at that particular point. So Nicki Minaj is playing in people's face, and that's gaslighting to make you feel like you're delusional and you weren't there and you didn't see what's going on. You gotta be crazy to believe that. And if I gotta go research it, bitch, that's one thing that I don't get about people. If the information requires me to go research, then it wasn't that person wasn't popping like you're trying to say that they were popping, because I ain't gotta go and research that Nicki Minaj was popping. So the mere fact that you gotta tell somebody, hey, you ain't did your homework, you haven't researched, you don't know who was on top. Hell no, because they didn't have the same visibility at Nicki Minaj. Now, if they was playing in the background and they was hitting the billboards or whatever the case may be, they damn show wasn't a mega star, international star like Nicki Minaj. Let's be very clear. So for her to talking about do your research, then that just means that proves Latto right. Because if I gotta go and Google search and dig in crates and try to find these people that you're talking about, then that proves Latto's point of where were those girls? They didn't have that same visibility, so she could stop it with that. Another thing in the conversation that had got me, where Nicki Minaj, like for instance, I say child all the time. I've been saying it for a long time, right? So say for instance, if I blew up and I say child so much, and I have guy friends, right, that are straight. I say child so much that my male friends, straight male friends, actually will use the word now, like because I say it so damn much, right? I don't own child. Anybody could say child. I don't own that. Like that came from like our old grandmas and aunties sitting around gossiping or whatever, be like, child, let me tell you, child, such. But because I use it more frequently than anybody else, I can't be like, oh, okay, because they're saying it now, they got it from me. Hell, I could feel like as much as I use child, because I don't remember Nicki Minaj saying that shit when I used to be real big on Nicki Minaj back in the day. I could say, hey, I feel like Nicki Minaj stole that from me if I wanted to. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying it to say for Nicki Minaj to have an issue and take it that Latto is slighting her because Latto say it's given. Nicki Minaj don't lost her damn mind, because if anybody is gonna take ownership of it's given, it's the gay boys. Let's be very clear. It's the gay boys. They're the ones that came with it's given. What's tea? No shade. Though that's lingo in the gay community. You know, so I'm like, girl, you didn't come up with that phrase. That's not your phrase. Anybody could say it's given, but you don't own that. Like, you full of yourself for you to be, oh, got a problem with somebody saying it's given. Girl, bye. Stop it. That right there, I'm like, Nicki Minaj is so full of herself. She was talking in circles, and you could hear the frustration in Latto's voice, like, oh my God, everything I say, you move the goalpost. We talking about this, you turn it into that. I tell you, no, I love you. I don't even want to do this with you. I got too much respect to do this with you. And you like, oh, you love me. And now you got a problem with the girl saying she love you. And that's what I was saying earlier, how Nicki Minaj gonna have a problem with people whether they love or hate her, because guess what? Nicki Minaj is miserable. There are things that Nicki Minaj don't like about herself. You know what I'm saying? So whether you love her or hate her, she's gonna find a problem because she has a problem with herself and she has a problem with people. One thing I've never seen is somebody like Nicki Minaj, who I've never seen someone in an older generation that would clown the younger generation for showing them love. I've never seen nobody do that. She really, like, you dead ass know that these girls were influenced by you, but you get mad at them and you shit on them and you try to clown them for showing you love. Like, Nicki Minaj was bringing up old tweets of Latto and talking about how Latto had once said that she was standing outside a Nicki Minaj concert or something like that with the pink hair and whatnot. That's not a dig, Nicki Minaj. She idolized you. So she never said anything to say she hates you, she got a problem with you or anything like that. You're trying to use somebody actually admiring you as a dig. That makes absolutely no sense for her to do that. I think that's one reason why Nicki Minaj do that too, is because Nicki Minaj, I think Nicki Minaj deal with a bit of guilt or a guilty conscience, so to speak, because if y'all remember during that time when Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim, they had their moment, and when Lil Kim had spoke on it, what Lil Kim said made sense once you think about what how Nicki Minaj is now. Once you able to see how she really is, what Lil Kim was saying made sense about basically her being a mean girl. But the thing is, Nicki Minaj was influenced by Little Kim. Let's be very clear. She was influenced by Little Kim. Nicki Minaj never gave that girl her props for influencing her. Never. Instead of giving her her props for influencing her, which is very clear, Nicki Minaj came out the gate trying to attack somebody. Y'all remember when all of that stuff was going on back in the day with Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim, and Nicki Minaj was attacking Lil Kim or whatever? People was kind of looking at her like, sis, how do you got a problem with Lil Kim? Because we want understanding the background. Now I don't know the full background because Lil Kim don't be saying too much, and Nicki Minaj haven't said a whole lot about it herself. But it's like, I know Lil Kim may not be innocent in all things because nobody is always all the way right and nobody is always all the way wrong. You get what I'm saying? So I know it'll probably be something that Lil Kim probably did that she should, or said that she shouldn't have, but all at the same time, Nicki Minaj seemed like the common denominator in all of this stuff. She be the one with an issue and all of this stuff. Now, like I said, with this Grammy thing, she needed to have compartmentalized the way she felt about that. She could have very well felt some type of way, and she was right when she was like, hey, I got a problem with my working conditions. I got a problem with being treated fair at work. Like, y'all looking at this as, I'm a big celebrity or whatever, and I make millions and I need to just be quiet and tuck my tail and not have anything to say about it. But I don't put work in the game. I want my respect and I do want my proper accolades. Nicki Minaj is definitely one of those artists that should be heavily decorated. She should be a heavily decorated artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take that away from that girl. She got the talent. Nicki Minaj is super talented. At this particular, Nicki Minaj can still, like, people playing talking about, oh, she's 40 years old. Nicki Minaj can still run circles around any rap chick. Let's be very clear. She could still run circles around any rap chick. She deserves her flowers, but she's tainted her legacy with her bullshit. And a lot of people were coming out and trying to say I'm so sick of this. This is something I am so sick of, and a lot of people may not take this the right way, but I'm so sick and tired of when women they go at each other. Somebody know that they're wrong or whatever, and in order to get sympathy for the BS they put out, they want to pull the black woman card. They want to pull, oh, you trying to go against a black woman in this. Nicki Minaj pulled that card, pulling that black woman card or whatever, and you know all of the BS that you done set up here and did or whatever. But she was absolutely right about how she felt about that, but she didn't have to bring up that girl. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I did not like when Nicki Minaj was going at Nicki Minaj was going at Latto and calling her Karen. And a lot of people were saying that Latto was wrong for talking about Nicki Minaj's age, calling her a super freaky grandma, and saying, you know, she's a 40-year-old going at it with someone that's younger than her, and Nicki Minaj is her mama age. I want y'all to understand this. That point about Nicki Minaj age isn't made to clown Nicki Minaj for her age. Again, Nicki Minaj is still super talented, still super beautiful, still, you know, she still could be, and I'm not gonna say she's not that girl, but the thing is she's taken away from being, you know, just that being that likable celebrity because of her antics or whatever. People are not bringing up the fact that Nicki Minaj is 40 because of to try and shame her for her age. It's to bring things into perspective. You're 40 years old, like it ain't you at 40 years old, you shouldn't be arguing with nobody that's 10 and 15 years younger than you. That's just that. You shouldn't be beefing with 22 and 23-year-old. Like, honestly, I'll be looking at 20. I'm in my late 30s, right? A 22, 23-year-old girl, they to me, they kids. I excuse them for their bullshit because I feel like you 21, 22, 23 years old, you probably don't even know how to wipe right. You know what I'm saying? I just be these young rap girls or whatever, they that young, they make their mistakes or whatever. I look at them like kids. Ain't no way in the world I'm finna be 40 years old. We have the same type of job. We're basically colleagues at this point, or co-workers or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up here arguing with you. Imagine being 40 years old, going to your job, your place of employment, and there's a 20-year-old girl or 20-year-old person, I say, in there, half of your age, and you at work arguing with a 20-year-old. You're gonna look like a damn fool. So put that into perspective. It's not clowning the age, it's like you really arguing. This hip hop game is their place of employment. Like y'all really at work arguing with people that's over and under y'all ages by 10 and 15 years. It makes absolutely no sense. But that is what it is. People try to take everything and run with it and try to make it seem like it's something that it's not. Nicki Minaj look good. 40 years old, where? So stop it. It ain't about that. It's not about that. It's just putting things in perspective. But her talk calling Latto a Karen, I did not like that. I did not like that because that was some complete BS and that was dismissive. That is, you know, we all know that Latto, she's mixed or whatever the case may be. And Nicki Minaj tried to make it seem like, oh, okay, now you're acting like a Karen. Well, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. A lot of these women that be from the Caribbean and all of these other places that's born outside of the United States or whatever, a lot of them, they don't even they only try to act like they are a black woman when it's convenient for them. A lot of times they want to recognize and they want to throw around, you know, different things, and they are black women, but they try to make it seem like they on a higher pedestal or something because they from the Caribbean a lot of times. You get what I'm saying? So, and Nicki has been guilty of actually doing that. Because she's Trinidadian or whatever. She has been actually guilty of doing that. So calling Latto a Karen, that was not cool or whatnot. I don't know what Nicki Minaj, and I know, what I'm saying, everything is fair in love and in love and war. If I'm beefing with somebody or I'm going at you, I'm gonna try to hit you where it hurt. You go low, I'm going to hell. So I get it. But the fact that was something that was her did, it was very telling. You know how sometimes you could get into it with a person and they say certain things that it's like you had to be feeling some type of way of thinking something for you to actually come up with that, because it's too well thought out for me. So she had to have that in her arsenal as well. She couldn't wait for the chance to step out there and jump out at Latto. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. While all of these rap girls are sitting up here going back and forth with each other, they need to be somewhere in the studio and actually making some diss tracks, like some real diss tracks. I remember Don Tripp had said when we was back in school or whatever, and Don Tripp was rapping in that rap group called the Notch or whatever the case may be. When we were in school, they had this group called the Notch or whatever. So, Don Tripp had said in one of those songs, I ain't gonna even beef for free. I'm not beefing with you for free. I remember that from high school. I went to high school with Don Tripp, by the way. But I remember that from high school where he was like, I ain't gonna even beef for free. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that actually stuck with me. Like, you know what, you right. Even Tupac say you can't go to war without no money or whatever the case may be. If we gonna go to war or whatever, then there needs to be some benefit from it other than just to get some shit off my chest. Like if I'm not finna be able to benefit from going back and forth with you, I ain't even we not finna keep doing this. Especially when I know that we have a platform in order to make us some money. Make that diss track. Sell that diss track. You know what I'm saying? And I know even though Nicki Minaj, she could wrap circles around the girls all at the same time, Nicki Minaj really don't have that battle quality. She really don't have that battle quality because that would have been, Nicki Minaj is more shady than she is just like direct. I think Latto could take her on some battle shit. I think Latto can take her. Because the thing is, the quiet as it's kept, Remy Ma sheets to her. And to me, personally, Remy can't rap better than Nicki Minaj. In a song, Remy not saying Nicki Minaj in a song. You get what I'm saying? But guess what? That battle rapping thing, that's a whole totally different type of skill. Hell, Latto done had to fight, you know what I'm saying, her way through a rap competition. So I think Latto got it in her. Make that diss track, sis. They need to go ahead and do that. But these girls, they really need to get it together, because I'm sick and tired of seeing these people just going back and forth, and it's senseless. Everything is just she said, he said. It's like sitting in a cafeteria um at the school waiting to see who gonna say what next. It's tired and it is through. It's tired and through. These rap girls need to do their thing. They need to make their money or whatever the case may be. It's something else that I had wanted to speak on regarding this. I don't forget. I might end up coming over on here doing another video or whatever, but it was something that I wanted to speak on. I think it had something to do with Nicki Minaj friendships or whatever. If you notice, Nicki Minaj, she one of those rap chicks. I don't ever see Nicki Minaj throwing parties. don't actually see her out hanging with nobody. It seemed like all of her friends are friends because they have the same enemies. I don't really, you really don't see Nicki Minaj actually enjoying her life for real. These girls be having all these lavish parties. They birthday come up. It be a star-studded event. And it makes me think that, you know, some of the people, some of the very important people that's in the industry just don't see it for Nicki Minaj. I don't know. Nicki Minaj is at that level, like, bitch, when she throw a party, she's supposed to have Beyonce, Rihanna, you know what I'm saying? Her birthday party is supposed to have all the girls there. You know what I'm saying? That type of level. But you don't see her doing anything. I think a lot of people are tired of Nicki Minaj and her antics. And I'm gonna tell y'all this too. And some people might get upset with this. I think that people were clowning Nicki Minaj for marrying her husband, considering his past with sexual assault allegations and serving time or whatever for sexual assault. He's a sex offender. People were clowning her for being with this guy because, in essence, someone like that you'll consider bottom of the barrel. Why would a star like Nicki Minaj be with a guy like that? If you pay attention to Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj is actually, as a person, she's trash. It doesn't surprise me anymore that she with a guy like that. A guy like that is the only type of guy that's gonna deal with a woman like Nicki Minaj. If you pay, like, if y'all take all the money away, take all the money away. Because I deal with people based on character. I look at people based on character. I don't give a damn how much money you make. Take all the money away. And just look at, if it was just a girl in a neighborhood, we in the neighborhood, it's just a girl in the neighborhood or whatever. We all in the neighborhood together. It's this one girl in the neighborhood, and she always got a problem with somebody. She always got an issue with somebody. This is the Nicki Minaj of the neighborhood. And then it's this guy that's over here that got this bad record or whatever. It's not surprising to see these two people together. See, people let other people money put make them blind to the BS. If you factor in the money, you feel like just because somebody got money that they are intact morally, they're a good person, they can't do no evil, they are a superhero. We actually look at these celebrities like they're not human. We run up to them and all this, scream and be about to pass out and fall out, act as if these people are not human or whatever. These people just be some bullshit people a lot of times at heart, and they just happen to have some money. That's it. Take the money away. Look at this person. Take the celebrity away. Just look at this person, the type, just dissect her behavior and the type of person that she actually is. It's not somebody that you will 9 times out of 10 want to be around. And you can actually understand at that point, when you take away the money and you take away the success, because that man ain't laying down with the money and the success. That man is laying down. You see Nicki Minaj, that man is laying down with Onika. He got to deal with Onika. You get what I'm saying? What we're saying is Onika. We're not this Nicki Minaj. That's a character. That's the Barbie. You know what I'm saying? So when that man's dealing with that character, a man that got his shit going on, that got a clean slate, a man that's really about his business or whatever the case may be, or a man that's just a stand-up guy and ain't about no drama, ain't on no hood stuff or whatever, he ain't putting up with no woman that be on the internet beefing all the time with nobody. A dude like that ain't putting up with that. You know what I'm saying? Think about these people characters. Think about the type of guy and think about the type of woman and know the difference. Y'all want to know something? Check out how Carisha responded when JT was getting into it with Cardi B. Think about it. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. But think about it. Carisha and JT, they don't hold their tongue. They don't hold their tongue. When JT was getting into it with Cardi B, Carisha woke up. She want to acknowledge, just to let you know, girl, you know what I'm saying? I see it, or whatever the case may be. JT handling or whatever. But I bet you, if Carisha was still dealing with some guy that she done dealt with in the past, or some old hood dude with tattoos all over his face, or whatever the case may be, or some, you know, younger ratchet rap dude or whatever that don't have no problem with her beefing, and he be beefing with people too, Carisha would have got up out that bed going off on bitches down to the internet. Let's be very clear. She not dealing with the type of dude. She dealing with Diddy. She not dealing with the type of dude that's finna deal with a chick that be on bullshit like that. He like who she is as a person because you're genuine, but you not finna be bring no drama. You ain't finna tie me and my brand up, and I done invested in you, and we've invested in each other. You not tying mine up in no drama like that, because I can't argue with you for you on the internet, because that's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? I could tell Mace about himself down to the Breakfast Club, but that's just about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's more business related. It's not catty. Look at the type of dude that's dealing with the type of woman, and you will understand why Nicki Minaj and that man, they're a couple made in heaven, because hey, they're bottom of the barrel as far as character is concerned. But anyway, let me see. Maggie said, "Hey, Deasia, when I first heard about this between Nicki coming after Latto, I thought about everything that you said on your last stream discussion on Nicki being a bully. And now it's worse than that." Exactly. John Westby said that was Nicki's game. She stopped other females from cutting through. That's why Remy dissed her, because she was stopping her bag, which is what Kim was saying, and why Nicki and Cardi fell out with her. Exactly. When Nicki had her baby, that was when the door was left open for all of these females to come out. Actually, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna take it a step further. We're gonna go back a little bit further. Actually, two things happened when Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj were into it. Two things happened. It pretty much silenced or deaded Remy Ma's career, or whatever she had left of it. And it kind of put a dent in Nicki Minaj's career. Nicki Minaj, she hasn't been the same since Sheetha, and nor has Remy Ma. Remy Ma, she went out there and she stuck that dagger, and she was ready to. Remy Ma did one of those things where she said, "F it, I'm ready to risk it all." Her career wasn't as strong and as solid as Nicki Minaj. So that's just like anybody that's going to war. If your artillery or whatever and everything is not heavy, and you ain't got a good fort or whatever the case may be, your likelihood of surviving is very slim. You know what I'm saying? You better be around there being able to do you some Haitian voodoo, like how they was able to beat the French. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? You want to go to war with a giant, then you got to be ready to, follow. You got to be ready to just risk it all or whatever. And that's what Remy Ma did. But in the meantime, while Remy and Nicki, and then Nicki, she come out with a diss track, but she got other people on the song or whatever. And it really wasn't. It was like a sing-songy type thing. It wasn't just a real. It didn't hit like Sheetha. No Frauds didn't hit like Sheetha. So that kind of, and then it took her a minute to respond. So that kind of put a dent in Nicki's career. But guess who was on the come up? Guess who was on the come up while they was doing this? They doing this. They down there slinging mud at each other. Cardi B slid through. So as far as the girls, and then Cardi B was that girl that was like, she cool with all the Nicki Minaj. Actually, to me, honestly, Nicki Minaj then usher in the new girls. Nicki Minaj was the one that made people realize, you know what I'm saying, these labels, realize that it could be safe to invest in a new girl. And then you had Cardi B. She done been on Love and Hip Hop. Cardi B had to actually build herself, build herself up or whatever. She done been on these shows and all this. She already had the social media. So she already had an audience. She already had something in motion as it is. So she was able to come in. But Cardi B didn't just come in and just rest and felt like, oh, I want to be the only girl in this or whatever. Cardi B, she'll work with the girls. She'll do certain things to Cardi B is the one the one that ushered in this new wave of girls. Now, these new wave of girls, they tend to look like a Nicki Minaj, a replica of her, because they were inspired by her. But as far as that dough being cracked and that new wave of girls, that's Cardi B all day. I gotta get into Cardi. And she's still doing her thing regardless of what. And I'm gonna tell you something. Cardi B, she has actually been. She's to me, Cardi B is the one. If Cardi B ever decided I'm not working with no more rap chicks, I wouldn't be mad at Cardi B, because Cardi B is the one that have to deal with people that she try and put on going at her. Cardi B was the first one that gave Art Bar V an opportunity when she had put her on that soundtrack for that Halle Berry movie. It was a Halle Berry movie. I think it's called Bruised or something like that. I don't quote me on the name of the movie, but I do know it was a Halle Berry movie. Cardi B was gathered up all the girls that she wanted to be on the soundtrack, and she had Art Bar V on there. Art Bar V got her some little shine off Cardi B. Nicki Minaj, these rap girls kind of stupid too, to be honest. Like, they don't even be knowing when they being played like a pawn. I'm gonna go ahead and say this and get off here. So Art Bar V, Nicki Minaj, know Art Bar V is the type of shit, she really ain't got nothing going on for herself or whatever. If you notice, Nicki Minaj, girls that Nicki Minaj never would have worked with prior to Cardi B working with them, she go get the hothead, the ones that she know had liking for her at a certain extent. She trying, okay, you work with Cardi, and I know that, y'all all looked up to me or whatever. And so when she try to gather her some little troops to go at Cardi, she try to go get the loudmouth one, the one that's gonna be combative or whatever, that'll help her go against Cardi. So of all people, of all the damn people, you go get Art Bar V to be on the Queen remix. Art Bar B went to smelling her bloomers. She went to smelling her bloomers, and now she want to feel like she got to pick sides and attack Cardi B on behalf of Nicki Minaj on shit that don't even have nothing to do with her. Then you have JT. You got somebody, JT. I remember when they had the when that was one of my favorite songs. I want a big fine woman with some twerk with her. I want a big fine woman with some twerk with her. That song, Cardi B, she gave them a look. Guess what ended up happening? JT, she's a hothead. All of a sudden, here come Nicki Minaj. Let me go get JT. All of them girls, if you notice, she was very calculated at the type of people that she went and got to be on that Queen mix. Some damn fools, you know what I'm saying, that will allow somebody to play them like a pawn. The one that was the silliest to me was that damn JT. Cause girl, you don't even need Nicki Minaj, and you don't need to be going against nobody or whatever the case may be. You want to go at Cardi for what? That shit's crazy. Nicki Minaj, she's something else. She's a puppet master. And you gotta, and all of the girls, if she either gonna attack you or she gonna think she go after people who she think that is less than them that she could use. She either gonna attack you or she gonna see that you're dumb enough to where she's like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and get you, and I could use you as a pawn. I could use you to fight my fight. You gave put JT Arkbar V. What's the girl name? Millie Mitch or somebody, a Malibu Mitch, and all of them on the Queen remix, but yet you decline Latto for the remix of Big D Energy, somebody that actually got a name. It seems like to me, Nicki Minaj is like, I don't mind helping you, long as you can't be bigger than me. She know Latto she could get up there. Akbar V ain't finna have no career, or that Malibu Mitch girl. They gonna be where they at. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I had seen something. A lot of people was talking about Nicki Minaj being a Sagittarius or whatever. Let me tell you something. I think Nicki Minaj is a December Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius myself. I'm November. Those December Sagittarius, they be something else. They be a little bit different. I know some that I love them to death or whatever. But one thing about this thing with Nicki Minaj that I can say about a Sagittarius, that what she's doing, once we get deep in, whether we look dumb or stupid with what we doing, it doesn't matter. Once we get too far deep in, we just not gonna lay down about it. We just gonna keep going until we have stamina. We have a lot of stamina. So you're not gonna be able to really beat us because we have too much stamina. So you gonna get tired. Like I used to tell people, you want to argue with me, bitch, your phone gonna die before I get tired. You gonna run out of breath before I get tired. I'm not gonna get tired. I'm not gonna stop. As long as you fighting me, I'm gonna fight you. Even if I am tired, I'm not stopping. Sagittarius, they gonna fight you until the end. You know what I'm saying? Until the very end. It's real hard for a Sagittarius to pull out. So regardless of how stupid Nicki Minaj making herself look, she is in too deep. She done got to the point where it's like, you know what? If I just grow the fuck up right now and I just chill out and I act like a reasonable 40-year-old woman or whatever, it's gonna look like I'm waving a white flag. Nicki Minaj conflict is more with herself than others, because I know at 40 years old, you don't really want to. I don't know. With Nicki Minaj, she kind of crazy. She probably do want to walk and run around with the goofy pink wigs on and all that kind of stuff, dressing up as a little kid and being very animated and cartoonish or whatever. She probably do want to do that. But I would like to imagine that she really don't, but she just in too deep with it. Like if she switch up, if she grows up, then her fan base probably abandon her, because it's a childish ass goofy fan base that she has. Those barbs, they don't know they don't know they be coming or going half the time. So you have this very childish fan base to the point where now I gotta keep on keeping on with this petty stuff. So Maggie said, I'm 42 and I'm mortified at merely the thought of myself getting on the internet beefing with another female. I would never. And I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'll beef with me a bitch, but it's gonna have to make sense. Like, we not finna be 10 and 15 years apart and I'm beefing with you. Now, I don't give a damn how old you is. 8 or 80, you could get it. You get what I'm saying? I don't care about how old you are. If you come at me wrong, you do something, I'm going to say something to you, but it's not going to be drawn out. I'm going to defend myself, but it's going to be to a point I say my little piece, bitch, I'm turning off notifications. See, I'm the type of person, I I come out and just cuss you out and turn off notifications and have you arguing with yourself. You won't see me pop up until you at me, and then when you do that, I'm blocking you, bitch, because I said I was done talking about it. Fuck you mean. Maggie said, "Oh my God, you're right. Nicki is calculated with dispatching her personal army. Then she sit backs and watches and get too much joy out of it. Yeah, that's the reason why she was able to sit behind that computer for all these years and subtweet and just laugh at things that was going on because she had people out there that's doing her dirty work. And because she had people out there doing her dirty work and she wasn't putting a name on it, if anybody jump out there, it'll make it seem like they're crazy and they're delusional for feeling like she's subbing them. But guess what Latto did? She said, "Nah, I'm finna just go ahead and at you. Yeah, I'm talking to you." So Latto broke all of that up when she added her. And that's what needed to be done. That mention. Yeah, I'm finna add you and say what it is that I gotta say. But anyway, I thank y'all so much for tuning in with me tonight. I've been on here for over an hour. Did not plan on being on here this long. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, because I be going live randomly. And hit that like button for me as well. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to tune out. Y'all have a good.
I hope you black men were paying attention. I hope you black men were paying attention.